Hello and welcome to Transmitting Until Robots Replace Us. My name is Drew, call sign AC3DS, and today I have a special guest with me. This is Hannah.
Hello.
And Hannah is my youngest daughter, and she's currently studying for her technician license. And our whole family is kind of working through the technician question set together. Hannah and one of her other siblings is very interested in getting their license, and then my eldest daughter, she's kind of a little bit on the fence as to whether or not she wants to do it or not. Maybe a little bit off the fence than on the fence, but that's okay. We'll work on her. But no, Hannah yesterday had expressed an interest in sharing with you a little bit about what she's doing to study and how she is, going through it. And I am helping, but I am definitely not forcing them to do this. This is something that they want to do, and so this is for them, right? This is what they're doing. So I've just figured, let's give it a shot. Let's let Hannah share a little bit about how she's doing her studying and what she's learned thus far, and maybe some tips and tricks and such. So go for it.
Okay, so yes, I am studying for my technician license. I've been studying for 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks, I think. I don't really know.
It's been about that.
And currently I'm almost finished with the third section. And this is a book that you can get. There's many others, but this is one that we have. And it goes through a couple different things. I passed T1. And this is T1, the first section. And it goes all the way to T9 and then to T0. Mm-hmm. And I don't just use this book to help me study. I also use a website called hamstudy.org. And I like how they go through the different questions, and when you get a question wrong, if you get a question wrong, it lets you circle back and try again with it. And I find that very helpful for myself. And this is a little tip or trick that you can use to help you remember the different questions. This is the one that I use. I like to draw little stick figures on acting out the different questions. And
so like the stick figures are actually acting out what's happening in the question, like holding a radio, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. If it's a handheld radio that they're using.
Right, sorry.
It's just something that I like to do, and I suggest trying it out.
Agreed. I do think that drawing something out just helps to bridge additional connections. At least it does for me. I didn't draw stick figures when I was studying. I drew other things, but again, it's just, I think it's just a part of the process of creating a memory that's connected to an idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what else are you doing?
Well, I am also... Oh, I have this.
Okay.
Which you programmed, and there's different repeaters on here that you can check out. And I currently cannot talk on this.
Right. Yep. But what can you do?
I can listen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowed to listen. And this is a UV5R. I really like that about this little radio. It's a 2-meter radio and a 70 centimeter radio.
You got it.
And it's just a little handheld radio.
Okay.
And
So what point in the studying are you at right now?
I am most of the way through the third section.
And how much time a day would you say you're putting in? Like hardcore, really diving in, studying every day?
About 30 to 45 minutes
Okay.
daily.
Okay.
And yeah.
And what would you say has been the hardest part of studying for the technician so far? So between like T1, T2, T3, like what do you think is the most difficult part of it?
There was these 2 questions that I kept getting stuck on because they were just mixing me up. But I eventually sorted it out.
It's the repeater offset?
I think so. I don't remember
The
that.
5 megahertz and the 600
Yes,
kilohertz.
those were the two.
Yes.
I could not. It just kept getting me mixed up.
Yep. Yep. Those are just natural ones to, just it's some things you just have to just memorize. Like there's no other way about it.
Yeah, the way
So-
that helped me was because I believe it was for the 5 megahertz.
Mm-hmm.
It had a different wording, and it was the only one out of the two that showed numbers on it, on the question.
Oh, but that means you're not actually like.
I am remembering the answer.
Well, you're remembering the answer.
and I'm
but,
remembering the question.
okay, but can you tell me what the 5 megahertz goes to?
I believe it was 70 centimeters.
All right, you're right. You got it. Okay. I take back my skepticism. Okay. So all right. So what got you started into ham radio? What is it that interests you?
Well, being able to talk to people all over the world and places that sometimes I've never heard of and definitely never been to. And yeah, being able to talk to them just very much so interests me.
Okay. Yeah,
And also helping you build antennas.
that has been fun. Is there any recommendations, any tips or tricks, anything that you would suggest to anybody that's just considering, maybe they haven't even started studying yet, they're just thinking about studying, or
Well-
thinking about getting their license?
If you are studying or are thinking about studying, suggestion is to take it slowly. Because if you just hurry along and you just won't memorize it as well. And if you do end up getting your license, you just won't remember it as well as you would if you took your time. And I already told you about the little stick figure trick.
Yeah.
And I think that's all.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, so I'm thinking maybe then they should check back in
oh
a
yes.
few weeks, or what are you thinking?
I think you should check back in a couple weeks maybe. And if you have studied, if you are still studying, or if you've gotten your license, if you have any tips or tricks, please leave it in the comments below. So,
All right.
I think
Think that's
73.
All right. 73. Till next time.
Bye.
Good job.